This week on Here for the Right Reasons, we separate the grown-ass men from the boys.
There's just there's depth to you in the sense of I don't know, you're a grown-ass man.
And we get our first look at Matt James as the Bachelor.
Cheers to falling in love. You never been in love? I haven't.
Plus, Bachelor Nation's Melissa Rycroft is happy that Clare's chapter is closed, and we have moved on to Tayshia.
This really attractive 30-year-old, and does he want to get married next year and have kids? Maybe. Mm-hmm. But he may also kind of get a taste of what Bachelor Nation can do to somebody and then say, you know what, I don't want to be tied down right now, and I want to experience all of this.
We've got that plus so much more on today's Here for the Right Reasons. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here with Us Weekly senior writer Sarah HEARON. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Christina. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. We've got a lot going on this week on The Bachelor. It was like a classic episode of The Bachelorette.
It really was. Yes, we have connections being made, feuds being formed, villains emerging. So let's get to our bracket of roses. Let's get right into it because there's a lot of drama happening.
Yes, there is. I mean, Ed and Chasen.
Ed and Chasen. We're going to discuss all of that coming up in a little bit, but who is standing out to you this week?
I'm in love with Ben.
Me too. I really where did he come from? Didn't even know he existed before this week. And he's wonderful. He's so charming.
He's so cute. I'm so confused because I know that it was the Dale show, but there were certain guys we definitely saw and there was no way he was there. I would have seen him. I would have found him. He is so cute. I'm a little upset, with how it ended, that he didn't find his time. And I was thinking back, and I always wonder if I was on this show, would I be the aggressive one? Because you got to fight for your time, but then everyone hates you. But then you're not, showing up or, whatever it's called on the show.
Basically, you can't win.
Right. And then I remember Tyler Cameron told me a couple months ago that his only regret is not talking to Hannah on night one, and that you have to fight for your time. So I think it's worth the risk of being the pushy one and just at least making sure, don't try to be last. I think we learned that.
Yeah. I mean, I understood his approach because, he wanted to make a lasting impression. He wanted to be the last one, just kind of wrap the night up in a nice little bow. But, he missed his chance. And she was like, Ben, I am tired. I am going to bed. We can talk about this later.
I know. I always wonder how long those dates are and stuff. They're probably so long that I totally get why she probably felt I wonder if she even remembered. I just always wonder what's going through their head. Is she really disappointed that Ben wasn't there? Or did she remember when she saw him? I mean, I was disappointed for Ben.
I was also wondering, I don't know if you noticed at the end of the group date, where did Bennett go? He just disappeared. He I don't know where he went and nobody
I don't know. It was also confusing because we're not getting the normal schedule because I forgot that last week we had 2 dates and then we picked off at this date, and then we went to a rose ceremony, but then we had another group date, but then the guys all showed up on that group date. So it's very confusing on who's on what date, and it's still hard to keep them all straight. So I was a little lost.
I was a little lost, definitely. And I know we talked about Zach last week, and he continued to make a really good impression on Tayshia, and I kind of liked him a little bit more this week, too. I see what she sees.
Yes, it seems like Zach and Brendan are the ones who we aren't getting that much screen time with, but it's probably because there's something real there and they're not trying to give it away after the Dalegate. Because I feel like we didn't see that much of them, but there's definitely a huge connection there. And with Brendan, was it Brendan or Brendan?
Brendan, I think.
Okay.
I said it wrong last week. So
okay, Brendan. With Brendan, I feel like every time she does see him, she mentions the husband, I could be with him thing, but they don't want to show us too much.
Right. Yes. They are slowly you can kind of see who they're giving a little bit more screen time to each and every week. And I totally agree with you. Zach and Brendan, and now Ben is in the mix. It seems like those are the 3 front runners so far. Another big, I said we're going to talk about Chasen a little bit more, but we have to talk about his use of the word smoke show. What were your thoughts on that?
So listen, I don't think it's definitely not an insult to be called a smoke show. I don't think anyone would be sorry, I'm offended by that. It's basically just saying you're hot, you're attractive. The only problem with it, which the guys were kind of missing the point. I don't know if they tried to say this and it was edited out, but when they asked him why she liked Clare, oh my God, Clare, why he liked Tayshia, he probably should have gone with something that wasn't a physical attribute, since their whole point was like, you keep saying caliente, you keep saying beautiful, hot, like say one other thing. And I think they might have gotten off his back a little bit, or they just didn't show it.
Yeah, it was the drama that surrounded Chasen. I almost felt bad for him in a way. It was just like, let the man live. But like I said, we're going to break down the Ed versus Chasen coming up in a little bit. But we also have to talk about Noah, because he got a lot of screen time last night as well. Do we think that he is here for the right reasons?
You know, it's so funny because I noticed last night, two of the three that were sent home were two newbies, Peter and Montel. And then Noah and Spencer were the other two newbies, and they've like gotten a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
And Noah, I totally forgot about. Listen, I don't think they should be mad at him for jumping the fence and then getting on the date. I think that's the point of the show. The other guys who were there could have done that. And they should be mad at Ed for being a wimp and not doing the fight. Like, I mean, I know it looked like not very fun, but like, come on. I don't know. I didn't like that he didn't do it.
I also didn't like how we waited till the last minute and was like, you know what, by the way, Chris Harrison, I can't do this because I dislocate my shoulders all the time.
Right, like you knew that. Also, they should tell Tayshia. Why did he tell Chris Harrison?
Right.
I was like, what is happening?
What is happening? Or tell a producer. Like the whole thing was very, very strange. So I have to ask, mustache or no mustache?
I say no mustache, but I saw it very split online.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree with you. No mustache. I wasn't really feeling it. I thought he looked like a totally different person. He looked great. But I don't know. It seems like Tayshia really likes him.
Yeah, and I think they like that. She takes it as like a sign of like he's willing to do something for her, which I mean, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But I don't know how I feel about him. The jury's still out on Noah. I think he's going to stick around and cause a little bit more drama. But I think it's nice when they're down to do something. Like, it would have been weird if he got really defensive about the mustache.
Right.
But he definitely looks a little younger, which I thought was cute. But I don't know. I can't decide how I feel about him.
I know. I'm kind of on the fence about him as well. But like you said, I think in the teaser, we see a lot more drama between him and the guys next week. So I'm sure a new villain is emerging. Let's talk about Matt James, because we actually got our first look at him as the Bachelor. So take a look.
The queen has arrived. Be wary of this girl. What just happened was not okay.
Do you feel ready for this?
So what do we think? I mean, it's obviously not a very long teaser, but we got our first look. Not at the Bachelor Mansion. We're at this beautiful resort.
Yes. I mean, Matt James is beautiful. He's a smoke show, some might say. And I feel like it just looks like classic Bachelor. Like, even though, like you said, we're not at the mansion, the girls look ready to play. We've got some tears already. We've got some hysterics. He seems like a really genuine guy. He said he's never been in love before. I was like, okay, we got a little bit of Ben Higgins vibes here. Unlovable. That's usually, I think it's going to be a pure, good season of The Bachelor with a little bit of drama and like silly stuff, but probably more like old school maybe than we're seeing with this Tayshia Clare situation.
I think so too. I think we're sticking to the format. You know, obviously he's making history as the first Black Bachelor, so that's going to be a big storyline as well. And I think, you know, like you said, he has never been in love before, so I would imagine we're going to have a happy ending at the end of that one.
I think so too. And Tyler Cameron pretty much confirmed that he stopped by. He has seen Matt in recent weeks, so that's something to look forward to, seeing those two on screen together after watching them on TikTok. I feel like so much.
We did. We saw them so much. And, you know, 2 smoke shows for
absolutely.
So get ready for that. I'm so excited. All right, let's move on to our cringe of the week. Like always, there's a lot.
There really is. But we have to talk about Ed and Chasen. I don't even know. I don't think I like either of them. I tried to, I'm like my team Ed and my team Chasen. I don't really, I think both of them came off kind of lame.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Yes, things got very uncomfortable between the two of them. So take a quick look at this.
I think you're a different guy when the cameras aren't around, and that I don't think you're here for the right reasons. And
interesting.
Oh.
We're still going to bring this up, and you brought that to her.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean,
okay.
Is that interesting?
No, it's just very childish.
Yeah, like you said, I'm actually surprised that she didn't send both of them home. I was waiting for it.
Ed with the baby just got old, and he was just like, he was doing too much of the talking about the other guy in his time with Tayshia. Like, usually they get mad at that, and I was kind of waiting for her to be like, all right, are you going to say anything else besides stuff about Chasen? And then in Chasen's defense, which I can't believe I'm even saying those words, I feel like we could say any of them are there for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Like, it's such a tired argument at this point because, like, you're all there hoping you have a connection, but also hoping to get something out of this. Like, I don't know if it's fair. You could take any of them and say that argument, I feel like. So maybe he said things that were, like, super rude or something that they're not saying, but I feel like they're kind of reaching. I don't even like Chasen, but I feel like I kind of feel bad for him.
I totally agree with you too, because out of this it feels like this came out of nowhere. Like I was like, I've never even paid attention to Chasen saying that Clare was also beautiful and so is Tayshia. But those are facts. I mean, like you can't deny that they both are. I really didn't see, like you said, I just feel like they're reaching, and they had to, producers had to create some sort of drama.
I also feel like, I mean, a lot of the guys, I bet you could say, I mean, some of them probably were honest with each other, maybe in like one-on-one moments. Like, I don't know if I'm that into Clare. I don't know if I'm into Tayshia. Like, they're not all in love with both of them. That's just not a thing. But maybe Chasen was like over like too much about it. Like he talked about how like he liked Clare so much, and then he switched to Tayshia so quickly, and he's saying it to like everyone. So like you have to be smart, like who you talk to, who you not open up to, who you're honest. Because I would love to see the footage of him like using the same phrases to talk about them. Because then maybe I would definitely be on board. Again, I don't even like Chasen, but I feel like they just decided to pick him. But maybe now Noah they'll move on, and maybe Chasen will get to fly under the radar again.
I think so. I feel like we were moving on at the end of at the end of the episode last night. So hopefully we can put that one behind us. Another moment, I mean, a cringe moment, had to go on the group date to Bennett. Even though he is a Harvard grad, he failed miserably at the test and broke a group date rule. Take a look.
Congratulations. Oh.
When Bennett kissed her, the whole room cringed. That just shows that he's classless. He has no respect for the other guys. He's wearing a robe in front of everyone, thinking he rules the world because he's from Harvard.
Bennett is another one that I feel like he would have gotten more heat, but Chasen and Ed just like took over the episode, because kissing her in front of the guys, that's a no-no. I don't like that.
Big no. You do not do that. And my favorite part was Ashley I's face, because she's like, I cannot believe that you just did that.
I know, and it's like you're putting the lead in. I don't like when the lead initiates it, which this seemed more like Bennett. You're putting the lead in an uncomfortable position, or if you're the lead doing it, you're putting the contestants in an uncomfortable position. Either way, I don't like it. And I mean, the Harvard thing was just kind of funny. Like, I'm a writer, and I'm not a very good speller, so I didn't go to Harvard, but I think he was so in his head about it. He probably was so nervous that he's Mr. Harvard, but it was embarrassing too. Like, I was a little cringy.
Poor guy, so embarrassing. Did not do Harvard well last night. All right. Well, somebody that was probably watching this week's episode was none other than Bachelor Nation's Melissa Rycroft. Now, I recently caught up with her to talk all about Tayshia and if she really thinks that Clare and Dale are in it for the long haul. Have you been watching this season of The Bachelorette at all?
I am, and I'm so glad we're finally on to Tayshia.
Are you?
I am. I was so excited about Clare. I was one of the ones going, I think she's a great pick. I love that she's older. I love that she's outspoken. I think it's going to be a different feel of The Bachelorette. And by golly, was it a different feel.
It really was.
Just an episode in, I went, all right, well, now I'm over it. Now it's, I almost wanted her to come out and say, all right, I stalked Dale. I've been talking to him. I really like him. Because then we'd go, I get it. Happy for you. No worries. We're not judging. It was hard to watch Clare towards the end, and the way that she was kind of treating the guys, and why you didn't understand. Because I'm her age. Like, we're the same age. And I'm like, I would never just randomly look at a guy and be like, that's my husband.
Yeah.
That's it. I'd be like, there are a lot of things I need to figure out. He may have kids at home. I should know that, right? Like,
so you are totally convinced that they talked before this?
No, I'm not. I think I'm convinced that she stalked him online, fell in love with him online, because she said that.
Right, she did.
I think that's what happened. Is she created a fantasy in her head. He walked out of the limo, and she goes, check. And so that's why I think every time we see Dale, he's like, okay, all right. Oh, kids, we're having kids. Hi. He looks totally shell-shocked every time that you see him.
He does. Do you think that they're going to, obviously you can't predict. Right. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But do you think, like, this recipe for love and how it all kind of started, do you think that they're going to last?
Oh, this is going to sound really negative. I don't think they're going to last, because I don't think they have the foundation.
Yeah.
At least we haven't seen it. We haven't seen the deep, intimate talks and there is a big difference between a 39-year-old woman and a 31-year-old guy, and he is now in the spotlight, this really attractive 30-year-old, and does he want to get married next year and have kids? Maybe. Mm-hmm. But he may also kind of get a taste of what Bachelor Nation can do to somebody and then say, you know what, I don't want to be tied down right now, and I want to experience all of this. So I mean, the pessimist in me is saying it's probably not going to work out.
Mhm.
The romantic, though, is like, God, maybe. I mean, for Claire's sake, we all want it to work out because heaven forbid it doesn't, right?
Seriously. And then what do you think of Tayshia so far? I mean, I think she's doing a great job. I mean, obviously now it's all about the guys and the drama and things like that, but it seems like she's holding her own. She's doing a great job.
I think Tayshia walked into a great situation because we were all looking for a little change after Clare and Dale. And I think she was the perfect energy. Like, she just came in, she seems happy to be there. She's giving all the guys a fair shot. It's like we're actually watching The Bachelorette again, which it didn't necessarily feel like at the beginning. Mm-hmm. It is weird to me. I'm like, I think we're five weeks into this show, and I still don't know who half the guys are, which is so weird. Because usually we're like, I've got my favorites, and I'm going, I don't know, what's his name? I don't remember. But Tayshia as a Bachelorette, I think she's great. I think she's really fun to watch. She's easy to watch, and I really like her.
Moving on to our Where Are They Now segment.
Yes, we got to see Ashley, I, and Jared, which was so fun. We saw so many teases of different Bachelor people showing up. And then I was like, where are they? Because in the beginning of the season, we didn't see anyone. So I was like, did they cut everything out because there was so much drama? But we did see Ashley, I, and Jared. So what have they been up to in their free time?
They've been up to a lot lately. I guess, well, they've been married for just over a year now, which I can't believe that went by so fast. As we know, they met on Bachelor in Paradise, and they had a very on-off relationship for a while. Ashley was very much in love. It took Jared a little while to get there. But yes, they got married a little over a year ago in Rhode Island, and they've just been kind of living their best lives like the rest of us in quarantine. I know that they spent some time with her family in quarantine, and but now it seems like they're back home and kind of planning for babies.
Yes, I talked to Jade not that long ago, of Jade and Tanner, and she was telling me that she wants them to be the next one to have kids because selfishly they're so close, and now Jade and Tanner have 3 kids, so they want them to start catching up, and they babysit and stuff. And I have a feeling they're gonna have a cute little Bachelor family before we know it.
I think so too, because I remember Ashley spoke to us way back in February, and she said within the next 12 months I want to be pregnant. So time's almost up. So
maybe the baby was conceived at La Quinta Inn and Resort.
Maybe. But yes, as soon as we know, we'll let you guys know, because I think a little Bachelor baby is going to be happening relatively soon.
For sure.
All right. Well, Sarah, thank you for running down all things Bachelorette with me as always.
Oh my God, I can't wait for next week. I feel like we just have so much more to unpack with these men, and I just want to get more Ben.
Yes, more Ben. All right, well, that's it for this week's episode of Here for the Right Reasons. Make sure to check out a new episode every Wednesday on Us Weekly's YouTube channel. For now, keep commenting, keep subscribing, and Sarah and I will see you next week.